You decide to drink only ocean water for one entire week. No fresh water, no juice, just salty, briny depths. The first glass tastes like 1,000 salt licks. It seems manageable. The thirst is gone for now, but the ocean is not a beverage. Salt is a thirsty molecule. It wants water. Your body wants balance. To dilute the massive salt load, the brain sends a frantic signal to the kidneys. Water is diverted from your cells to the bloodstream. The cells begin to shrink. This is called osmotic pressure. Your tongue feels like a piece of dry leather. The initial hydration was a lie. The salt is actually stealing water from your organs. Human kidneys have a strict limit. They can only produce urine slightly saltier than seawater. To get rid of the excess salt from 1 liter of ocean water, the body must expend more than 1 liter of fresh fluid. This creates a negative water balance. The deficit grows. Blood thickens into a salty sludge. Heart rate climbs to push this viscous syrup through the veins. Brain cells begin to lose their structural integrity. Small gaps open in the neural network. Confusion sets in. The world starts to wobble. A desperate thirst develops. Paradoxically, drinking more seawater accelerates the process. Every sip is a tiny, salty vacuum cleaner stripping the remaining moisture from your marrow. You might think you can just eat some salty snacks to balance it out. This is a terrible idea. Adding more sodium to a system already failing from sodium is like trying to put out a fire by throwing gasoline on the curtains. Stop that. Day 3 arrives. The kidneys are now working at maximum capacity. They are essentially screaming. Hypernatremia takes hold. Sodium levels in the blood skyrocket. This creates a massive osmotic gradient. Water is violently pulled out of the brain tissue. The brain physically shrinks away from the skull. Small blood vessels tear. Microhemorrhages occur throughout the cortex. These are tiny salt-induced strokes. Your personality begins to fragment. Short-term memory vanishes. You forget why you are standing on a beach. You forget how to use a door. The only remaining instinct is the drive for water, but the ocean is the only option. Each gulp of brine acts like a chemical scrub stripping the lining of the throat. The saliva turns into a thick, salty paste. Speaking becomes impossible. You are now a human salt shaker. Day 5 is an exercise in biological failure. The blood is now so concentrated it resembles syrup. Blood pressure spikes as the heart struggles against the viscosity. Capillaries in the extremities collapse. Toes and fingertips turn a pale, sickly gray. The lungs struggle to exchange oxygen because the pleural fluid is too salty. Every breath feels like inhaling sandpaper. The nervous system begins to misfire. Muscle spasms ripple across the torso. These are not cramps, they are electrical storms caused by the imbalance of electrolytes. Potassium levels plummet while sodium reigns supreme. The heart rhythm becomes erratic, and arrhythmia develops. The heart skips beats, then beats too fast, then pauses in confusion. The brain, now significantly smaller than it was on Monday, enters a state of delirium. Hallucinations emerge. You see a giant freshwater lake made of shimmering diamonds. It is a mirage. The salt has effectively pickled your consciousness while you are still alive. You are a living brine cure. Day 7 is the grand finale. The biological system has completely surrendered. The cells have shrunk so much they are practically raisins. The skin becomes translucent and brittle. A single touch might cause it to crack like parchment. The kidneys finally give up. They stop producing urine entirely. The body is now a closed loop of toxic salt. The blood is so thick the heart can no longer pump it. It simply quivers. The brain is now a shriveled walnut rattling inside the cranium. Consciousness flickers like a dying light bulb. You are no longer a person. You are a highly concentrated saline solution shaped like a human. The surrounding air feels humid, but your internal environment is a salt flat. The chemistry is now so extreme that if a drop of fresh water touched your skin, the osmotic shock might actually cause your cells to burst. The internal pressure is catastrophic. Your organs have transitioned from soft tissue to something resembling cured leather. The process of dehydration has reached its logical, salty conclusion. You have successfully transformed your internal biology into a preservation medium. You are essentially a human pickle. A very thirsty, very dead human pickle. Scientific reality dictates that you died around day 4. However, the salt has preserved your corpse so effectively that you do not decompose. Instead, you mummify in real time. Your body remains perfectly intact, a salty monument to a bad decision. This prevents the usual smell of decay. You are a clean, dry, biological curiosity. The local beach cleanup crew finds you. They are impressed by the lack of odor. They simply treat you as an oversized piece of driftwood. The coroner lists the cause of death as extreme dehydration. However, the city council is more concerned about the paperwork. Since you died on public sand, there is a small fine for unauthorized littering. Your estate is charged $40 for the removal of your remains. That is why we drink tap water. If you enjoy watching biological systems collapse in clinical detail, subscribe to the What If Club. We have more terrible ideas coming soon.